I am the political prisoner of a failing nation, but I will soon be free,
he declared. This statement was part of a video he recorded and uploaded to his social media. The fact is, you're not currently incarcerated and you are not a political prisoner. You were convicted on 34 felony counts after a trial last week where a unanimous jury found you guilty. You're making this recording outside of prison, so you're not a political prisoner. This is a tactic Donald Trump employs frequently. He films these videos of himself and then posts them. Take a look at this one. He claims there was no crime, asserting it was merely a respected bookkeeper's action. Here, you could have testified.
My very honest and respected bookkeeper called a legal expense on the tiny description line of a ledger a legal expense, the only thing you could have called it. Openly paid to my lawyer, at the time a fully accredited one. So a legal expense was called a legal expense, not a construction expense or an expense for sheetrock or cinder block, or an expense for what other people might want to call it. No, legal expense was legal expense. There was nothing wrong.
And then Donald Trump goes on about his trial, complaining his supporters couldn't shop.
After sitting for 5 weeks through that rigged trial in Lower Manhattan, which was surrounded by vast but unnecessary numbers of New York's finest in order to keep law-abiding MAGA patriots away, and as I watched insignificant numbers of fully funded radical left troublemakers with brand new and gleaming professionally made signs, screaming and cursing from areas said to be close to us and all others, I realized that reason, truth, and love of our country is no longer a force of good and change. These are dark days in America.
Now let me show you this bizarre ad he posted. Remember those ShamWow infomercials with deals like buy one, get three? Well, that's what his campaign ads feel like. Here's one he posted.
We must swamp the radical Democrats with massive turnout. You want to save America, register, get an absentee or mail-in ballot, vote early. The way you win is to swamp them.
Then he talks about a speech he supposedly gave in the Bronx, claiming, I spoke to 25,000 people in the Bronx. In reality, there were maybe 1,500 people, certainly no more than 3,000. During this speech, he brought up Chef G and Sleepy Hollow, who have been criminally indicted with 140 counts, including leadership of the Crips gang, murder, and numerous attempted murders. He praised their grills, saying he wanted teeth like theirs, a pathetic attempt to appeal to black voters. Here's Trump talking about his Bronx speech.
Thank you to the great people of the Bronx for coming out and showing your support. It's a special place. I always said the Bronx is special. I know it well. Our rally was historic with over 25,000 people in Crotona Park.
And just so you see, here's Trump commenting on the grills worn by Chef G and Sleepy Hollow.
I appreciate you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. That's where I like those teeth. I want to find out where you did. I got to get my teeth like that.
By the way, this is their entire strategy, right? This is Donald Trump's approach. He sells the gold sneaker, and then his right-wing propaganda network, Fox News, amplifies it. This is how Donald Trump tries to appeal to black voters. He assumes black voters love sneakers, so he launches a sneaker line, which is utterly ridiculous. When he is trying to raise money from billionaires in Atlanta, Georgia, and Buckhead, he stops at a Chick-fil-A, has a Republican Party woman give him a hug, and then he says, "Look, media, a black lady hugged me at Chick-fil-A. Everyone, take a look at this." Here's the photo of that. Now here's what Fox News said a few months ago about Trump selling these gold sneakers.
Black America, because they love sneakers, they're into sneakers, they love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Question for you on that point, though.
Yeah.
Will the people that are excited about the sneakers and excited about Donald Trump, will that translate into them going out and voting for Donald Trump?
Well, anybody willing to put $400 down for a pair of sneakers? Yeah, I think that's commitment and love.
It's
something.
You're right.
It's something. It's affection.
This is where we are now. Let's return to normalcy, please. Here, President Biden posts, "Happy birthday to the love of my life, the life of my love, and the rock of our family, Dr. Biden. I love you, Jill." President Biden also writes, "When I think of climate, I think of jobs. The investments we're making in our nation's clean energy market are providing Americans with good-paying jobs in their hometowns. This is normal stuff, right? Isn't this what politics should be about? President Biden continues, "Our goal at the border is to deliver decisions on asylum as quickly as possible. Faster decisions mean a migrant is less likely to pay a criminal smuggler thousands of dollars to take them on a dangerous journey here." He also says, "One critical step we've taken that has made a huge difference is choosing to work with Mexico as an equal partner, as friends and neighbors, instead of attacking them. The facts are clear due to agreements reached with President Obrador. The number of migrants coming to our shared border unlawfully has dropped dramatically in recent months." President Biden gave a speech on Tuesday about the border, saying, "I would have loved for this to be a bipartisan deal, but Republicans in Congress refused to agree to the Republican-led immigration deal, led by the very right-wing Republican senator from Oklahoma, James Lankford, because Donald Trump told them to walk away from it. Trump wants to run on border chaos as an issue for him." Here's what President Biden had to say.
"I've come here today to do what the Republicans in Congress refuse to do. Take the necessary steps to secure our border. 4 months ago, after weeks of intense negotiation between my staff and Democrats and Republicans, we came to a clear bipartisan deal. It was the strongest border security agreement in decades. But then, Republicans in Congress, not all, but walked away from it. Why? Because Donald Trump told them to. He told the Republicans, it has been published widely by many of you, that he didn't want to fix the issue. He wanted to use it to attack me. That's what he wanted to do. It was a cynical and an extremely cynical political move, and a complete disservice to the American people who are looking for us to not to weaponize the border, but to fix it.
Here's another video of President Biden from that press conference. Again, I just want to show you this because this is just normal political discourse. This is what leadership looks like.
Today, I'm joined by a bipartisan group of governors, members of Congress, mayors, law enforcement officials, most of whom live and work along the southern border. They know the border is not a political issue to be weaponized. The responsibility we have to share to do something about it. They don't have time for the games played in Washington, and neither do the American people. So today, I'm moving past Republican obstruction and using the executive authorities available to me as president to do what I can on my own to address the border. Frankly, I would have preferred to address this issue through a bipartisan legislation because that's the only way to actually get the kind of system we have now that's broken, fixed, to hire more Border Patrol agents, more asylum officers, more judges. But Republicans have left me no choice.
One of the executive orders President Biden issued was a migration order aiming to halt asylum requests at the U.S.-Mexico border if illegal crossings average 2,500 per day. President Biden provided a fact sheet and reiterated that he would have preferred a bipartisan legislative solution to fix the broken system, but congressional Republicans left no choice. Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, responded to Anthony Scaramucci, a friend of the show and of President Biden who used to work as Trump's press secretary. Scaramucci questioned why Trump is closing his outreach offices if he raised so much money. Filipkowski pointed out that Trump raised over $200 million to fight election fraud from 2020 to 2021, but never paid Rudy Giuliani. He also raised over $100 million to help GOP candidates in the midterms and spent only 5% on candidates. So where did the rest of the money go? Without irony, Filipkowski posted about Trump claiming he would be campaigning if he weren't stuck in court. Yet since the trial ended, Trump has been golfing. Friday golf, Saturday golf, Sunday golf, Monday golf, and Tuesday golf. Meanwhile, MAGA Mike Johnson posted this. "It's so pathetic. The left will do anything to win in November, even if it means putting their top political opponent in prison. We the people will not forget. No, we the people will not forget what you've tried to do to our democracy. We the people stand for law and order. We the people recognize Don the Con and the MAGA Republican lawlessness when we see it. We, the people, see people like you who hold the Bible and then support Donald Trump's criminal actions, making hush money payments to porn stars, falsifying business records, stealing nuclear codes and national defense information, and leading insurrections. We the people will not forget when you and your MAGA Republican colleagues use spies from China and Russia to try to overthrow our democracy. We the people know when it's you who are destroying bipartisan deals. We the people are aware of what's going on. We know the hustle. We see what you're all doing. Hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.